Welcome to Show Priority, guys. I just realized I'm like.
Come on, everyone scoot in.
Welcome to Show Priority. It's been a while. I haven't been on the show in a while just because of traveling and all that kind of stuff.
Been gone.
Yeah, we'll be covering GESC, the event that BTS helped content with.
Yes.
And we'll also be covering DreamLeague. So 2 weeks, 2 minors. Joining me, Dan.
Hello.
And Anthony, Slime.
Hello.
Anthony was here last time. And how was your first experience with Show Priority last time?
Well, it was.
Let me introduce him first, okay? Let me introduce
Well,
you.
no, who is he?
Yeah,
who is this
Slime?
I
guy?
need Ken to
So-
vouch for me.
Slime is a new creative producer here at BTS. He is mainly a Smash guy, but branching into other things. Helped with CSGO, CS Summit, and working on Smash Summit now, but
Yes,
is a Dota player.
I am a Dota player.
What was your MMR?
My MMR was 4,500.
Dude, he's better than us.
Better than me.
No,
Fuck,
before
alright.
the ranking change.
Okay. All right.
I feel pathetic
means
that I've
it's-
mentioned it twice now.
Okay. You mentioned it twice?
Yeah,
Did he ask you last
I
time?
mentioned it last time.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
Yeah.
that,
We gotta
that gives you the
repeat it,
cred.
dude.
Yeah, that gives you the cred. So we're here to review 2 Dota minors. And do you follow like the scene in Dota?
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
So we're fine. We're gonna be doing GESC first and then DreamLeague. Do you guys have anything you want to talk about before?
Before?
Hop
Like
right
not
into
involve
it.
those?
Yeah.
Like just how we're feeling.
Like how you're feeling?
What are you guys up to?
I got
Uh,
sick this weekend and I was hallucinating all Sunday night while trying to
Where
sleep.
were you?
I was at a Melee tournament called Full Bloom in Indiana.
Mm-hmm.
I commentated it and did a late night stream as well. Somehow I got sick from the Midwest viruses in the air.
Just that land sickness, you know?
It was
Being around a bunch
something
of
else.
boys sweating.
Anyway, I get home and Sunday night I'm just like I have to come into work tomorrow the next day, which was yesterday, and I'm just like apparently I was like moaning in my sleep like a plague victim. It
A little
was
fevered out.
it was wild, but
Yeah, you were wearing one of those little masks yesterday when I came in.
yeah, I went through 2 of them yesterday, but feeling better now. So.
And yeah, you were sick, and then you podcasted last night too.
Bro, I'm a warrior.
You're fucking beast. The guy's a soldier.
So we also have a new original piece of content that we're airing that did not go out during GESC.
Yeah, that's cool.
Too hot for the GESC stream.
Too hot for GSC. So we filmed this piece. If you didn't know it, we did the content for GSC. We got to work with all the cool guys over there, and we filmed a piece with EG, the EG Tinder Challenge, and it got cut. It got cut.
got cut,
It
yeah.
got cut. And I wouldn't say it's because people didn't like it. Everybody who's seen it loves it. But it was decided that the vibe of that piece was conflicting with the vibe of the event, specifically because it was finals day when it was supposed to air, and they just pulled it.
However, it is a fucking amazing,
Yeah.
funny. Do we have the full edit? Is
I
that
have the
anywhere?
The super long?
full-
No.
No.
I
Full
mean-
disclosure as well, I haven't seen any of these, so they just brought me in dry, and I'm gonna.
Yeah, he's our conscience.
Yeah, I'm
He's
just
gonna
a-
watch it without watching anything beforehand. He hasn't seen DreamLeague or anything
Yeah, I
like
have no
that. So we're just
context.
he's gonna get the full experience here. But the EG piece we will be showing probably towards the end of our GESC review. So in probably 20 minutes or so, and it was really good. Bulba, RTZ, and Sumail trying to pick up chicks.
Bunch of goofballs.
I haven't even really watched it actually.
I was there. I watched it
filming
this morning again, and I also watched it at the after party
It's good?
because at the after party because everybody had heard about it and heard it got cut, and everybody wanted to see it, and so
10 people in a room. Right?
Yeah, Oscar, who is like the
GSC boss.
the GSC boss, the man behind the new Southeast Asian legendary circuit, was like, I need to see the piece. I need to see it. I was like, okay, we can go. And my room was down the hall from where the after party was. So we went over and I started setting it up, and I thought it was going to be just him and like an entire parade of people come into my
just to
room.
gather around.
Yeah, there's like 15 people that came into my room to watch this piece. I was sweating. You know, it's like
Really?
You know how weird it is to show somebody something, and it's just like you showing somebody.
It's when you show someone a YouTube video and they don't laugh.
yeah,
Oh,
that's
yeah,
all
that's
I'm
rough.
thinking.
And you're like
the
waiting.
good part's coming.
Yeah, and
The good part's coming, guys.
Yeah.
Really? And then they just don't laugh, and you're just sad. The whole
That
time.
was
You're
the
like- you're
vibe.
like, all right, and then you
You feel
click on it,
responsible for
and there's-
wasting their time.
Yeah, and there's like an hour left. You're like, oh god.
Yeah, no,
They
and there
hate it.
was
They hate
no.
it.
I had no speakers, so we had to configure the TV. We had to run an HDMI from the PC to the TV in the room and
Everyone's
get
just
it to work.
patiently waiting.
Dude, it was. Yeah, no, they were helping me. Like Knoxville was like helping me get everything set up. Like
And it was like,
everybody
yeah.
really wanted to see it.
And then that hypes it, and then it like.
Yeah,
but-
it could
but
have gone
anyway,
wrong, but it was great. It
we're,
was fun.
We're gonna start talking about GESC, and then we'll show the EGP. So, since Dan was in charge of a lot of the media day and like shooting with the teams, that's a little bit of a different kind of thing that we usually do here at BTS. So, can you talk us through the experience a little bit?
Yeah, I'm trying to think of where to start. So this event is different than what we normally do, obviously. For one, it is a totally different feel. They don't want to be super memey. They want to take the players seriously and the event seriously, but they want to have fun. So it was a weird balance. I guess the team intro is an interesting place to start because it was a challenge for us because we don't normally do stuff like that.
Do you want to watch a quick one before we start talking about it?
Sure. We can watch one of them.
Just the first clip's probably.
Yeah.
good,
Okay. So here we go. Yeah.
This is like the montage one.
I like the polos.
So let's talk about Garage Boys.
Yes.
Okay.
Say.
Yeah. So I know. Wait. Yeah. What is your instant reaction to that?
My instant reaction is, why is it in a parking garage? My second reaction is, I like polos on players more than actual jerseys, because jerseys are for people who like play sports, I guess. It's not to say you don't sweat when you play professional games or at a high level in esports, but like, I like polos. These are the two things that ran across my mind immediately.
Yeah. Everybody. More than I figured. Everybody was like, "Why are they in a parking garage?" And let me explain why they are in a parking
You
garage.
really like the transporter.
Okay. I
the
love.
first
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah. I love the grungy transporter look. Exactly.
This is where they shot Dark Knight Rises. That same parking garage.
I mean, maybe you should have put that in a bottom third.
No, I'm just kidding. They didn't.
Okay, so
No way.
originally, so we were flying across the world, right, to film all this stuff. And originally, we had planned out, they were super cool. They sent us photos of, like, the entire area, the hotel, all this stuff. And I was talking to them, I was like, can we get a rooftop? Because they want to film these team intros, and they want them to be a little bit cooler, a little bit more, like, badass, and make the players look cool and make the event feel a little bit bigger. So I was like, we'll do a rooftop thing. Very, very common at events, very ESL thing to do is they'll just take the players, you just walk them around, take them on the rooftop, you got epic like views of the area, so you get a little bit of the scenery, and the surrounding area is like super lush green, all this kind of cool stuff, very Indonesia. And so they're like, yeah, sure. Then we get there, and then the day we got there, they're like, okay, so actually the rooftop is not a rooftop, it's like the pool canopy area, and it's like, it's like a... It's
Hotel
like
pool.
It's like a hotel pool, and
Okay.
but not just a pool. It's like a dining area, and it's covered, so you can't get any views, and it's like, so it's totally wrong. And so the day we're there, and we're like, all right, well, we have to figure out something else. So we just start walking around, and we're scouting, and I mean, you can't think about this. First off, we have a very limited amount of time with these players. You have 30 minutes scheduled, which sounds like, oh, it's 30 minutes. That's a lot.
It can be rough, yeah.
It's like nothing, That's literally nothing, because we really only have 20 minutes because you have to account for
have to
moving
walk
around,
around, yeah,
walking
all that
over
stuff.
there. So I'm trying to find
And
a
you're filming
place.
8 of these, so it's like 6 hours in a row.
Yeah. So it's a huge block of time scheduled just to shoot team
They gotta
intros.
bring
Is
it
it also
in,
from
you have to
0 to 30, like including setting up lighting and
Yeah.
like it's just
It's everything.
all of it?
You have
Okay,
30
okay.
minutes
Yeah.
because
That's pretty rough.
you cannot afford any more time because it's too long of a day then. There's 8 teams.
Yeah, what we're good at is essentially jamming a million fucking filming things into one day. I mean, you've done a Smash Summit media day, and these are different, but they're just as intensive in terms of like having to plan and like film them. I actually, Dan did not tell the whole story. What really happened was Valve came in and they said that because it's a subterranean theme, we can't film on the roof and we have to film underground.
I
So
see.
we decided to go with the garage.
Yeah, I didn't want to really throw Valve under the bus like that.
They
but that's true.
contacted us. Gabe himself was just like, go to the garage. Subterranean theme.
We need Armored Armadillo theme from Mega Man X to be played over it, and then you
So
vetoed
we
that.
only get 20 minutes basically with these people, and you have to be their photo area is already guaranteed set up. All right, so you have to do it somewhere where they can walk from the hotel and like that's it.
That's why there's so many shots of them walking.
So what are you gonna do? So
doubling up on that shit.
we're walking around, and I'm like, maybe we can do a parking garage. Parking garages are places that are very common for like cool photography or music video stuff because they have tons of exposed lighting. So you have lots of practicals that you can have in the shot. You have really cool texture, concrete all over the place. You have repeating patterns. You also have a really big open space. So there's all these things that lend itself to like a cool image. Now, does that really make sense if you are looking at it through the context of Dota? No, but it's not really about making sense. It's about just trying to make these guys look cool. So we found this entire gigantic parking garage. So if you look at the shot, it's like a football field long in there, and there's no cars or anything. And we just shot them and made it work. The stairs, we shot them all on the same staircase, and it was just about like, okay, we're entering.
Can we show the
area?
I think there's a clip of the more montagey one with all the different teams.
I mean, was there no Bugatti available to sort of
this
just
one.
park and maybe put?
We gotta see Papita. Oh shit. Okay. Which clips?
So I mean, I think at the end we made them look really cool. And if you think about it as just like an image, I think it's very cool. I think it's hard for people to separate context, but in what context does any team intro make sense? Like,
I've always thought team intros in general were kind of like a weird thing. It's just basically you want their faces on the screen, right? And
Yeah.
like that's the purpose.
It's hard
of
to
it,
make
but-
them look cool because they're oftentimes very awkward people.
and also they're all wearing fucking. First off, they're all wearing shorts and sandals, and they're like, yeah, you can't film our shorts and sandals.
Really?
You know, so it's like,
Yeah, they don't want to look.
so they
unprofessional
don't
to
dress
sponsors.
up nice, but then they do not want you to film them.
Like, yeah, you can film this upper part with all the logos. You can't film anything else.
Huh.
Okay, so then I'm in another. You have another entire constraint that you have to work within, and still try to make these guys look cool, and still try to make the shots work. I think you had the RQ video.
Yeah.
The RQ team intro is really funny.
Yeah.
I think because there's a like surprise little moment.
Yeah,
in
we
there.
gotta watch the RQ.
Yeah, Kevin, if you can find the RQ video, I did put the full one in my clip list. Okay, so again, we have very similar theme. Is there anything you noticed about this? Okay. So Zephyr shows up, who's the player. So RRQ, first off, very popular, very, very popular Indonesian team. And he shows up with his dog, and he's just like, I'm like,
Carrying it. He's just.
are you going to keep that? And he's like, yeah. I was like, do
You're
you
like-
have to? And he's like, I really want to. I was like,
And then it
okay.
turned out amazing.
Yeah, but it looks so funny. So now I was like, all right, I had
Look how
this shot,
serious he
look
is.
at that
Like,
shot.
yeah,
First
that
off,
looks
tell me
really
that shot does
funny.
not look
No,
badass,
yeah.
and then it's just hilarious that he just
The
has a dog.
juxtaposition is
Yeah,
pretty.
it's
is
because
pretty good.
we air them. This was not the first one we aired, so we aired these like 3 serious ones with all these like they fucking look bad, like Infamous with like fucking Papita. He looks like a
Papita looks like
god.
a superhero, dude.
and then you have this guy who just doesn't give a fuck. And he's carrying a stuffed dog. You know, he just does not care. Like that is a level of confidence where you just like, because you could look at this and just be like, this is a weirdo.
Yeah.
That is carrying around a dog all the time.
What
But
is
he
he
knows
doing?
he's in a fucking intro that's going to be aired to tens of thousands of people, and he's just like, yeah, I'm just going to carry the dog. It's funny.
Yeah, this is
in the
what I'm
stadium
about.
and on stream.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, I will say like it really sucks like that it's in a parking garage. Like even it's like the yellow sort of dividers. It's just like
I see that. I like
Man.
that. That's aesthetic for me.
Yeah,
I
but,
I
like-
think this looks sick. I think it's very interesting that so many people don't think it looks interesting at all.
parking lots are like I think in our mind is just like a banal place in which nothing really should happen, and to put someone there that is considered important, it just becomes like this juxtaposition that really doesn't work. But I mean, you work with what the good Lord gave you, I guess. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean that's fair. Even though you say that, I totally disagree and think that it's a very common aesthetic for music videos and photo shoots, and in my mind looks cool, but I totally understand that some people are just like, what the fuck does that have to do with anything?
Did you guys ever consider just shooting it on the rooftop with like the pool and like doing like a where to party at?
It would have been worse.
It would have been so bad.
would've been
No,
bad.
that would have been cool. Like kicking back.
You
and,
did not see it.
You
It
didn't-
is not a
Like, it's a cool
was not-
place, but
no.
it's not a cool place to film.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
I believe you. Yeah.
Like, you also, you have to think about lighting conditions and also weather, right? So it's like, you can't really shoot outside. It's
That's
like
fair, yeah.
95
It's
degrees.
raining.
And it's raining on and off,
Yeah.
and it's super humid. And you think those players want to be outside for more than 5 seconds, let alone film 20 minutes, where I'm just like, also we have a huge, ridiculous camera rig and like a whole big crew that we're running around with. Like, people are going to die. Andrew, who's filming that, has this whole, fucking gorilla suit on while he's doing it. He had to change in the middle of the day and shower because he was sweating through his clothes so much.
Jeez.
And that was in the parking garage. So doing outside is basically just a no, unless I don't know. So those were the team intros. It was an interesting challenge to have to come up at the last second with an entirely new look.
Were they all pretty much the same except for the dog?
Yeah, they're all pretty much
Any
the
other
same.
visual gags?
Yeah, so
I like that shot. Oh, look at you.
yeah, so okay, this
You
is
look cool.
This was also shot in the parking garage.
This is
guys.
also shot in the parking garage. So this is the day before when we were scouting. We shot an entirely another team intro with me and the Indonesian
we have
crew.
that?
I couldn't. My computer was not rendering this
Oh,
morning. That's why I was yelling. That's why
That
I said I was
would've
here.
been great.
So there is a video that we have that it's
Just our
us,
crew.
our crew
That's
doing
great.
all this
Yeah,
stuff. And
that's
this was
funny.
the extra pose that we ended up cutting. We went through like a bunch of different ideas for poses.
That's Dan, guys.
and
I know it's hard to recognize him because he wears something different every day.
yeah,
Not
I'm
just
wearing a
all
backwards
black.
hat right now.
Yeah, it's
I'm wearing a backwards hat.
indiscernible.
But the like rap knee crouch was definitely a shot that looked really cool, but was not. Once we ended up getting the players, I was like, I don't want to make you do this.
Okay.
I just didn't. It made even less sense to me. But see, like when I'm looking at this,
Yeah, that makes sense.
I'm looking at those lights, the repeating lights, right? This giant X it makes when you go down. All the practicals in the shot that makes it look kind of like.
If we said that this was a bunker for the military, would you have believed us?
Absolutely not. It's just like a parking garage.
All right, let's move on to
Let's
the
move on.
next
Team intros.
Yeah, that was the team intros. So I don't have a clip exactly of this, but I think there's a clip about the crowd. Eventually, when we get to it, I think that the way they set it up, where the teams walk in and walk by the fans,
You, like,
is a
walk
really
through the
cool-
crowd.
Yeah, and they didn't do it in a way where you're walking through the entire crowd.
Like the TI ones when they'd walk from like the back of the stadium and it would take like 10
Well,
minutes.
no, there was one in I think ESL either Manila or another one where it was like a wrestling entrance and they walked all the way from the back and they high-fived people all along the way and it was a really sick shot, but players got groped.
Oh,
Do you
no.
remember that one?
Which it
And
wasn't.
someone grabbed Envy's ass. I remember that.
Oh, okay.
Um,
yeah, they didn't have like enough security.
Yeah,
There's,
and
like,
it would
too
have been
many
a much
people.
bigger deal if it was a female team. But since it was Envy, it was kind of funny, which is a little fucked up
A little messed up.
because he did get kind of assulted.
Yeah, that's like the
Um,
definition of it.
Yeah, they had like 6 security guards
Yeah.
walking with these guys, which is difficult because it makes it really hard to get cool shots. Because we
I
were trying
see,
to
I
film them
see.
walking in. But
See, one ass grab
important.
ruins it for everyone. You
Yeah,
know,
it's
think
like-
next time.
I don't know. It's
ass
so it's
grabber?
like a weird thing. It's like when people crowd surf and stuff. Like if a musician like jumps off the stage in the crowd, like they get molested. You know,
Yeah.
people just start.
But it's also a
tearing.
thing like you can't like EG. I don't think they high-fived anyone, and people were like, "Why aren't they touching anyone?" It's like they don't want to get sick. They're traveling like this.
True.
Like right
I went
here,
to
they're high-fiving
400 man
after the
event and I got sick.
Okay, this is
so.
after.
Yeah, this is after the event. This is the
Oh.
crowd's right
But the
there.
crowd is sick.
Look at
The
how
crowd is
happy they are. That's so
amazing. Yeah.
sick.
No, the crowd was really, really
This
good.
is like
It's
legit
one of my
a-
favorite
like
parts.
a concert. They're like signing stuff and like.
I didn't know what to
this is
expect
like-
either.
Oh, besides this
because
shirt, just right there.
the venue was. It's like a convention center, but they make it. This looks cool. Like the layout they chose. The stage is very, very simple, but it's not anything more than you need.
Let me tell you, these guys are fans and they're fucking clued in to everything. Like we had a media session where it was me and Cap, and I got questions, at least 3 questions specifically about our podcasts.
Really?
Yeah, they were like, you do this podcast. I'm a big fan of this podcast, and I was just like, there's like media people there, and they're like all from websites that cover Dota, and they're just like asking us about these really specific things, and I was just like, wow, you guys like really know your stuff.
Yeah.
It was pretty impressive, honestly.
Wait, when was this? You guys did like a little in the little media
Yeah,
area?
it was like a media area, and they had like photos and like people asking questions, and a lot of the questions were like super knowledgeable. It wasn't like general.
Yeah, that was a packed house like the entire time, except for one point when
the end of the day, after Navi played.
after Navi played on day 1, people were like, "Bye."
They just
Because it was
Dipset.
the last game was Infamous versus Final Tribe, which ends up being an amazing series. It was a sick goes to game 3 series. Really, really cool. Infamous ends up winning, right? No,
Infamous won.
Infamous won. Yeah,
I think so.
because they played next day against EG and then lost to them. But there was a lot of good games at the event. But the crowd was great.
Yeah, the crowd was pretty amazing. So
they just looked so pumped to be there. That's a good vibe. So
All right, let's move on to what do you want to talk about?
let's just air the next clip and see what we want to talk about. I think that's the
next clip.
Okay. All right, so this is a content piece we did, which is
We got some. I mean, like, just look at the plate first, like presentation. 2 out of 10.
See the bag first?
Dota players
ready.
try Indonesian
talk about
snack
it.
food.
What is this? This is
Oh, shit. Is it
Rasi mee goreng fried noodles.
Oh, Cutella. It's like Nutella. Nutella. Cute Nutella. Okay, let's try cute Nutella.
I don't know. It tastes fine. They're not as good as regular Cheetos. I'm not gonna lie. I feel like I would rather have regular Cheetos.
Yeah, they taste like really good nuts.
A little hint of sweet. I like it. Not bad. Yeah.
Artur the
It's pretty good.
patrician.
Okay, I thought it's gonna be spicy, but it's not.
Soon, it's coming.
Very good. 3 out of 10.
4 out of 10.
I'm done. I think 4 out of 10. You stop at a gas station and you buy some random snack. This is what it tastes like. 5 out of 10.
I'd say it's about a 7 or 8.
I like peanuts, so I'd say like an 8.
7 out of 10.
7?
Yeah.
That sounds about right. I'll give it a
Bryle.
7. They're like
That's Bryle.
solid chips.
First
Yeah.
time on camera.
Sweet potato chips. All right, this looks better than the last one. At least. No, you don't think so?
Shall we, Bulba?
Boba's just amazing in everything.
Yo, I think these are spicy.
Indonesian chili flavor. Dude, I don't like spicy food.
It's картошка, it's with potato. Potato with coconut. Yes. На здоровье.
Havos, that's the guy on the right. He's
Vos looks like a slumlord.
these are
he's
pretty
fucking
nice.
amazing. That
really
guy,
great.
everything he says is gold.
No, it's like this bed sheet smell taste.
I'm not a fan of chocolate.
I like this a lot actually.
You don't mind?
Sure.
Dude, it's so spicy, dude.
He's just down for anything, you know.
Chicken potato with chicken with coconut. With
Chicken.
cucumber. Great.
I would give this a solid 6 out of 10.
Like
actually.
solid 2.5 out of 10.
6 out of 10. It's not too bad.
This is
The
fucking
universe feels the
amazing.
most honest.
Objectively, though,
really out
I'll
here.
give it a 6.
I give this a 9. This is really good.
It literally is just chocolate.
That's like a
I-
4.
A 4?
A 4 out of 10 for sure.
I'll give this a 7 too.
No.
I think they're pretty decent. I would actually eat these.
Okay, we don't need to watch.
4 out of 4.
Oh, you missed 4. You
It's,
fucked the whole thing
taste,
up.
7 out of 10.
No, yeah, okay. That's the bit. I think the one funny part that's left is the water we gave them.
Oh yeah. We gave Navi water, which we didn't know was.
I
just
didn't know what it
water.
was. So
Yeah.
all this
It was
food.
just water.
So we had been these little things. So
Yeah.
they were so scared to drink them. They like
and
didn't
it
want
was
to
just
do it.
water. So like it's just water. 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
You're just waiting until I try it if it's something weird. It just tastes like iced tea.
It did just taste like iced tea. Yeah, okay, so we've done a bit like this before, and we
For
knew we
CS, yeah.
wanted to do it in Indonesia because we were like, there's got to be all these crazy food that nobody's tried before, and it's fun. It's just fun to watch.
water, no?
Okay, if you're
You
from
wanted
that
to trick
region,
us.
it's fun to
It's called
watch
the bottle.
pro
It's the
players
bottle.
trying the stuff
Try
that
your
you,
stuff.
Yeah, it's your stuff.
Yeah.
And then I think it's easy for players because it's just like, okay, I just have to like try one of these,
Yeah.
and I'm done.
Yeah,
you know?
my favorite part about the CS one was the Russian guys eating the cheese.
The Russian guy said
The
cheese.
handy
I love
snacks.
cheese.
Because like, because I mean, the handy snacks, everyone's had them when they're a kid, and it's just amazing watching someone else eat American
Yeah.
snacks.
Yeah, you like
It's-
connect with that
we're
person
the
on a
best
level.
at making people fat. That's just we're really good at that.
Yeah, it's
So
our stats
any-
are super high.
Yeah, anyone coming here and eating our fatty food and sweets and chips and everything, they should be. I'm kind of offended if they don't like it. Like,
Yeah.
you don't like a Twinkie? Like,
It's
what's wrong with you?
engineered to be enjoyed.
When they didn't like fruit by the foot, I was pretty pissed. I was like, "What do you mean? You got to stretch it out. It's hilarious." But so what was weird about this is I don't know anything about Indonesian snacks, so I don't know what the real good stuff is or what like they actually enjoy or what is super into it. So we had to like consult with
I was gonna ask. Yeah.
like people on the ground ahead of the time, and one of the organizers they were trying to push us to do this like tray of hotel food for them, and it was just
The
like
hotel food's like, this is not good.
it was. I mean,
that's not like
it's not. That's
that's
not what
not
you
the
want.
food on the ground.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You want the kid who is like playing games and buys a snack at the corner store, and that's what he's eating. And so they just brought us a whole bunch of stuff, and we just went through and was like, all right, this looks weird. This looks interesting. This is a flavor that I've never seen, and that's how we kind of just like gave it out to them.
How
And
long is this piece?
It was like 5. Well,
Like
it's recycling, right?
5 minutes, yeah.
Okay.
No, this is the end of it because
Oh,
that's
okay.
the chicken nuggets.
Oh
that-
man, those chicken nuggets
they
were
were fucking
amazing.
really good. Those
Yeah.
were like the hotel made these chicken nuggets, and they like shredded like chicken meat and then like breaded them and floured them, and it was fucking good. They're good.
All right.
But I like those pieces, and I find that they do well. And it's sort of the BuzzFeedification of content.
Someone
but-
put it on a YouTube that
Right.
wasn't official and got like 200,000 views.
Yeah,
Really?
yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah, somebody snagged the thing, and
That's GSC. They need a YouTube account.
yeah.
gotta
I
get
mean,
that shit.
it was hard because
Yeah, it's a first event. They're worrying about a lot of stuff.
yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on, and that's kind of stuff that falls through the crack. And I mean, technically, we were gonna start uploading those videos, but then there was a whole problem where it's like, oh, the person who has the account has to verify the email, and like we couldn't get it,
Yeah.
so we can't upload anything until they verify it, and we don't have access to the email, and it's like there's a fucking event going on. So, but everything is now uploaded on their YouTube. I literally just did that this morning, so all of the content is up there. You can find it all because I know a lot of people were asking me, "Where's the content? Where's the content?"
Yeah. They
And
missed it, yeah.
unless you could find a Twitch clip, you didn't get to see it. So that's why it's cool to watch this now. And if you get a chance, check out the GESC YouTube. It's all there. We will link to the YouTube on our Twitter when we post that EG Tinder video.
Yeah. Okay. Let's move on. We had a bunch of stuff that we did with talent. The one I want to show is the one where they're acting out stuff and doing the Olympic stuff.
What do talent do?
Yeah. What do talent do
at events?
At events.
The GPC is pretty packed. We're pretty much always traveling or sitting around at hotels. So we've come up with some pretty creative ways to keep ourselves entertained.
Okay, everybody, let's take it from page 3 now on this one. A long, long time ago, in a galaxy far, far away, rebel statsmen striking from a hidden website have won their first victory against the evil panel of traditional analysts. Pursued by panelists, Princess Shiva races home with the algorithm that can correctly predict drafts and international invites.
Help me, Obi-Wan Kenobi. You're my only hope.
Princess Shiva places the plans into the R2 astromech droid, Fogged.
Wait, I'm just a droid? Are you serious? I'm definitely Han.
It can be pretty intense, pretty competitive people, also pretty creative. We all have different backgrounds, so things can get a little out of control.
3, 2, 1, go!
This is pure Nahaz. No acting needed.
Don't give me a celebration.
Do you trust me?
I'm flying.
But then the Aegis of Champions was picked up by the most unlikely creature imaginable, a hobbit.
Second short joke.
I will take the Aegis to the fires of Mount Bellevue.
My observing.
My stats.
Okay, it would make a lot more sense for me to be Gandalf. I'm older, I've got gray hair, I have special knowledge. I mean, come on, and I'm a way better actor than Kevin. This is bullshit.
You shall not pass.
Kidding me?
So despite some minor injuries, I think we all have a pretty good time.
Okay, I gotta get Slime's feedback on this. I want first your raw, and then I have some questions.
Okay. So I thought it was pretty well done. I thought I at first questioned why they were table reading a spoof of like Star Wars, right? But it started to make sense later on, which was fine. I would wonder why they weren't table reading something original, but obviously you have to write that, and that takes more time.
I mean, technically it was original because all the
You just replaced words.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, like,
again,
look,
that's not a problem.
They,
it's just like,
you got to get the audience to know what they're talking about within, because it's 5 seconds.
yeah, and that's
So,
the way to do it. And so I thought that was funny. It turned out I liked how you guys use the potential bad acting of talent. Like Fogged, you could tell he wasn't really on the ball, which is fine because that's just kind of what you got to take when you do stuff like this. But you took the bad acting and you used Purge as a bad actor.
Yeah.
And I think that's a creative way to utilize bad acting.
No, that was him intentionally acting even more.
See, that's like the next level. That's even cooler. But I like that idea in general. And I thought I thought it was pretty cohesive and it was pretty funny. Even,
it's funnier if you know Nahaz, because that's
it's definitely funny.
that is
He's getting mad.
caricature of Nahaz getting mad. It's just funny.
Mad Nahaz is a meme, you know.
Yeah.
It's just a meme.
what is he like? Tell me lore.
Well, there's the very famous clip of him at the Mafia LAN.
Yeah,
when
he
fucks up.
freaks out.
Yeah.
Nahaz is just a passionate guy. I gotta say though,
he never means it. He just freaks out.
He is oftentimes annoying about how passionate and like how much he cares about stuff. But I would rather someone care about something than just do one of those like
100%.
whatever. I'm too cool for.
Yeah,
he
for sure.
Clearly, just cares about stuff, which is it's just someone you like to talk to. So we played off of that a little bit. He was obviously game to do all that stuff, so he's cool.
So a couple things about this. It's actually 2 videos that we turned into one. There was supposed to be a series of videos that was basically what the talent do when they're hanging out at events. And so there was one that was going to be Hotel Olympics, and it was going to be a series of events that they did at the hotel while they were hanging out before and after events. And then the other one was going to be that they recreated all these movie scenes and they had like a whole like actor studio basically in it. And we ended up just merging both ideas sort of at the last second. I mean, it was kind of just like as we were going.
We didn't have time.
We didn't have time, and we didn't have the right context to make each one work correctly.
Right, okay.
Like you notice there's actually like a substantial lack of like voiceover dialogue in this. It's a lot of like there's intro, there's a couple pieces in the middle, and then it's just like 3 sections of shit. And I think it's because we just didn't have a lot of good funny stuff to have them saying. The visuals were funny than what they could say.
Yeah, and that's fine. And I feel like the talking heads didn't feel jarring or sort of too sparse either. It didn't sell the bit. I think, like you said, all the visuals did. But
they had a lot of fun filming this too.
And also, I guess the Olympics does feel a bit out of place with that in mind. But it didn't. On the initial watch, I didn't question like, wait, what? It didn't jar the mind too much. So.
Yeah, I mean, I think it makes sense. It's just like this is just random shit they're doing.
Yeah,
they're
exactly.
bored.
And with that,
they're trapped in a hotel.
In that frame, it makes a lot. It just makes it like more cohesive. Like I said before, and I think it turned out pretty solid.
Let's watch the EG thing. You want to watch the EG thing now? We good?
And then sure, we can watch it. You don't want to watch Asian Squat or
nah? I mean,
Asian Squat.
We don't have to watch every. We don't have to watch every.
Yeah. Okay.
Every
okay.
piece.
Yeah. There's okay.
All right. So what we're doing today is we have a little bit of a Tinder challenge. Okay. So we've created a profile of Phil that you guys will see how many dates you guys can set up for Phil in Indonesia. I'm gonna try to do whatever you can. Match.
I've never used Tinder before.
Oh, come on.
Just go, accept all of them.
No, don't do it.
Wait,
you
just
declined it, dude.
Fuck,
what are you doing?
I don't know how to use this app. I never used it before.
All right. Phil, it's a match, bro.
What's her profile? Read it real quick.
Phil, what's your pickup line?
She doesn't have anything, dude.
Just inquire about her profile. Say.
Sup, babe?
Start a conversation. Sup?
No, don't do it, you idiot.
Here, I have a plan. So Bulba has a chance to one of the matches, then Sumail does, then I do, and see which one we can.
Wait, like you gotta talk to them?
Yeah, we can text them.
Oh, wow.
And arrange a date.
Fucking Phil is getting every
Phil's
match,
fucking
dude.
bad. Sumail, let's see what you got.
If you like that shit, it's an instant match.
What the fuck is that?
You start with an emoji, dude. If you don't know what to say, you spell an emoji.
Alright, let's go. Find me a match.
Alright, find him a match.
Shit, dude, Phil.
Phil's a fucking guy. Phil is on fire.
Okay, wait, someone responded. What is so funny? Sumail, you're up. So what is so funny?
Shut up, dude.
You can't just keep sending emojis. Like, what the fuck
Wait,
are you doing?
dude. He's playing hard to get.
What'd she say?
She said hi. I'm like, hey, just visiting. She said hi.
Be like,
Just ask her, like, go look at her profile and see, like, what it is. So she has an empty profile. Ask her, why is her profile empty? That's a good one. I can fill your profile. Go.
Huh?
Actually, don't do that. No, I was kidding, dude. Don't do that.
I'll do it. I can fill in your profile.
alright, spell it with P-H-I-N. Dude, what are you doing?
Let me do one of those like winky smiles.
No, don't do it. That's my game, dude. That's my game.
Dude,
you can't copy my game.
I'm just going
No,
one
this is
winky
Phil's
smile.
game. Remember that.
Oh,
Man.
that is actually Phil. We are all Phils.
Yeah.
On this platform.
No one's replied to you yet. Oh, that's yours.
We gotta start.
Hey, how's it going?
Now you wait for a response.
I mean, how long do I have to go? Because I can keep sending emojis and she keep replying, you know?
Okay, yo,
Dude,
this one's good.
Mine.
His is good. She just replied to, I can fill in your profile with lol, what do you mean? So what's your next move?
Okay,
you want to go out?
I can tell you what I mean. Whenever you're free.
That's good, I respect this.
Whenever... Nah.
You're free for dinner. Oh my God.
Is there any casino in Indonesia? I said, I'm headed to this casino tonight. Would you like to meet?
It's like,
I mean, mine's ignoring
they're
me.
illegal.
Like,
They're illegal.
Okay, the casino one fucking replied. She's in.
She said, I didn't know there's casino around here. I got my geography wrong, man.
Be confident. Just be confident.
No, it's private. Yeah. It's not really public, only for high-profile people.
Oh my God.
Give me 30 seconds. She's gonna answer.
Yes, it is me. She asked me, is it really you in the picture? You can see for yourself tonight. And she gave me 2 question marks. That was it. What?
What?
So she's not replied. Sumail has not replied.
Our tour? I apparently don't have any game whatsoever because she hasn't replied.
I'm sorry, guys. Phil, you don't have a date. Unfortunate.
I think I did probably the second best here. I did better than him because he got nothing. At least I got some replies.
I think my emoji game was on point. By me, I mean Phil. Didn't turn out that great, but it was a good effort. I think I won.
This was a jarring segment to experience. Our tour, your introduction was a little bit rushed, but I think the confidence was good. Sumail, the emojis, creative. You really got her interested. You had a fire idea, the casino. You ran with it. Sam, what were you doing, man?
All right.
Okay.
So what we're doing today is we have a little bit of a Tinder challenge.
Okay, so Phil had no idea that we were doing this.
Yeah, there's a full profile. We created a full profile.
Yeah, for Phil in Indonesia. Let me put it this way: white people in Indonesia Tinder do pretty well.
Do all right.
Okay, they do all right.
They get
okay?
an X combo multiplier.
Yeah, so I don't think I really had to fill in anything in the profile. Really, Phil's a
what
good-looking
did it
guy.
Say?
Huh?
What did it say?
It was just like his Twitter bio, and then nice pictures.
CEO
of him.
Evil Geniuses or something like esports life, something like that. You know.
Yeah.
I like long walks on the beach and some bullshit. And they got a ton of matches. It was a lot.
It was literally they would match like somebody and it would be like boom match every single time.
Yeah.
So the interesting there's also this was planned totally different how we were gonna shoot it.
Yeah.
But these guys were so funny.
They were so into it. Yeah.
And so into it that we couldn't stop them. We ended up shooting. This is 30 minutes cut down to this.
We told them that they only had to do it for 5 minutes, and they did it for 30. So they actually liked doing it, which is pretty funny.
That's cool, and that's always a come up when you just kind of give the players the tools to be funny themselves, and then that just kind of like comes through.
What I regret about this piece that we didn't do a good job of is Crit is actually in the background laughing at them the entire
whole time,
and we don't have like right there. You see him on the phone, and we don't actually have coverage of him because we weren't anticipating Crit just sitting there laughing at them for 30 minutes.
Oh, okay.
And we actually were gonna have Crit and Misery and Fear do it, but these guys were so into it that we just let them roll. You know, we didn't like cut them off and like.
If I had redone it, I would have put Crit in them and had all 4 there. But it would have been.
It could be a lot of people. I think 3's the good number.
3's the good number.
Everyone's playing their role, and they play it pretty well. So
also, these guys are just awkward and like Crit's too good looking to almost like throw him on there. You know, it's like I would have done better if you put my picture up there. You know.
Yeah, I don't know. They're
really you said
funny.
it changed from what it initially was. What was the initial idea?
Well, I mean, there was going to be more structure to it in terms of every player getting a chance to be up there. Like the other guys are waiting. Like Crit, Misery, and Fear were supposed to do their entire section. We were going to have them build Phil's profile. We were going to have them like kind of swap around with the conversations and actually push through for the date. But there was even also the other idea was to actually have the girl come to the event.
Yeah,
and
like
meet
to
Phil
film
for
the date or whatever.
Yeah, you know, so
I think that's the next logical progression.
We're never going to do it, but
we were never going to do that. I think
you just hit her with a release, like, okay, sign this, and then we.
If you know Bulba and his personality, he is just amazing. With
you're often a big
so
fan
awkward.
Of him.
Yeah.
He's
doing
great.
content.
You can do anything with him.
Yeah,
he's like.
He's always
like,
game.
He's like Michael Scott with women. You cheer for it, but you just know it's gonna end bad.
It's not gonna work.
Yeah, you just know it's gonna be bad.
Our tour got screwed though. He was mad because none of his conversations were getting any replies. Everybody else's were.
Was his game just whack?
No, I mean he was. I guess he maybe wasn't absurd enough. I don't know, but it was just he didn't get a fair shake in my opinion. He was a little mad about that too.
Just like real Tinder, sometimes that's how it goes.
Yeah, how do you feel about their game because I've never used a dating app in my life as an old man who's been in a relationship for a long time. You're a Tinder guy.
Yeah, you use Tinder, right?
I use Tinder, yeah. Like basically, Bulba has the right idea. Maybe he was a little too forward and gross, but the idea is that you get off the app. Like the app's just like a way to meet the person, and then you like... It's like kind of like a job like you don't want to be emailing someone back and forth for a job interview. You want to get the interview. You know what I mean? So it's like that's sort of
if you're on Tinder for too long, it's
kind of lame. Yeah, and so that's the play. It's just like when we can like hang out, grab coffee or something like that.
What is the step progression? Because I haven't really used Tinder. Like when I was like actually out there dating, it was like OkCupid and stuff. So I wasn't like
back in the day.
So is it like you're talking on Tinder and then it goes to phone? And then it goes.
I mean, phone like it's either text or Snapchat these days. You say like, "What's your Snap? What's your number?" or something.
What's your Snapchat?
Yeah, you have a Snapchat?
You go from Tinder to Snapchat.
Yeah, because it's more of a texting app these days too.
Really?
Yeah, and you can like send goofy ass pictures. Obviously, if you're using it to send like dick pics, that's like don't do that. That's
a little much.
Yeah.
People send dick pics.
People send dick pics.
Oh
dude,
my god,
girl Tinder
that's
is
crazy.
rough, dude. You ask any if like you have a friend that's a girl or like maybe your girlfriend or like if she used to be on it.
They get a lot of stuff,
get shit on, man, and it's like they have to wade through, and it's actually kind of it's OP because if you just like appear as someone who's like normal and not just saying wild shit, they're like, okay, well, finally, like, and yeah, but
Bulba definitely uses Tinder.
I feel like
regular. They all do, yeah. Most of those guys do.
Why'd they say they didn't?
Because they don't want to be the.
They don't want to be the guys
pretending.
that use it.
They're joking about it because they all use that shit. In the life of the geniuses or the documentary about them, you can see them fucking around on Tinder. Like, all of them like just swipe,
just swiping like crazy.
And Sumail has some fucking high standards. He is just like constant.
I mean, look at him.
There's like
Next.
5 minutes of him
just being like,
nexting
next.
people, and we're like, we had to stop and be like. You just,
bro,
I know that maybe you wouldn't do that with her, but like you need to just start matching because we have to start having conversations to make this piece work.
This is like for Phil. This is not for you.
This is not for you.
And then his response is just like I just want the best kind of girl for Phil. Yeah, I just have high standards.
My favorite part was the fill you in.
That was out of
funny.
control.
That was really good. I'll fill in your profile with a PHIL. That was. I was just laughing so hard because of that, but. I do think that Phil's ratings were right. I think Sumail was the best out of them.
Yeah. Artur didn't get a chance, though.
Yeah, the casino thing is pretty cool, even if he made it up.
Well, yeah. I mean, there has to be actual casinos, though, because at that point, you're just lying.
Well, no, he's saying it's like there's an underground high roller casino.
But then that gets kind of weird, doesn't it?
No.
Like,
You
come
wouldn't
to
be
this
down to
come
do
to
that?
this James Bond casino
No, you'd
where
be
if
down
there's
to
like Komodo dragons on the ground and I'll throw $1 million on black just to like I don't know. But yeah, if that's a play, that's a play.
Okay. Do you guys want to watch the end video? Let's watch the end video.
Yeah, let's watch the end video, and then we should talk about this
DreamLeague.
Well, we didn't talk at all about the stage or the actual live broadcast.
It's been 45 minutes.
Ken.
I'm trying to...
Ken, you're the worst host I've ever met in my entire life.
We can talk about it really quick. Owen is by far the most popular out of all the...
I mean, look.
He also takes the time.
Owen and Parker both, yeah.
You guys shot all this?
Yeah. So it's like the walkout stuff.
Yeah. Was everyone smiling really this much all the time?
Yeah, they were down. I mean, this is our first like time seeing these people, you know. They were like super into it, the fans at least. I've never seen Titanic, so
really?
Could pretend.
You're fucking lying.
Wow.
I've never seen it.
Ken, you love that movie. Look, we're in a garage.
God, that guy. That guy's so funny.
Ooh, it's been a long time since I had a super hype moment like the Navi game.
Did you just leave the camera there?
The time lapse?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it? You just leave it there and go eat or something?
No, I mean you're with the camera.
Oh, okay.
It just stays in one place to take photos.
You just
It's
hang
a
out.
time lapse, yeah.
You just hang out though next to the camera.
Yeah. So that one was from our balcony, so we could put it on the balcony.
Oh,
and
cool.
be inside. There's a recap, very BTS style.
Very BTS style. I like the vibe. I think the song choice was good for both. BTS also often, or you guys often go into like the sentimental tailspin, in a good way, and I think that's cool. So, yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, I
Good
always feel
shots.
like events for me are very much a lot of emotions, not just like this is sick, you know. It's like, and I've always tried to represent that in my videos.
Dan wants to make people cry.
I do like making
Dan
people
wants
cry.
to make people feel.
He wants to. He wants to make people feel like they're sad it's over.
I still think my favorite shot I've ever taken is like the first event I ever filmed was TI3, and Kelly Milky's crying and cheering after Alliance won TI because I was like right next to her, and I have the shot of her crying as she's screaming like "Let's go, Alliance" or whatever
Yeah.
right after they won. It's like that's like my favorite shot of all. But that Navi moment in the state, were you in the stadium when that happened?
No.
Oh my God. I haven't actually. Honestly, I'm trying to think of a moment where, yeah, okay, so this game was insane, but the whole series was totally insane. Can we play audio from this, Kevin?
You can't even hear the cast.
It was so cool. It was one of those moments that Dota players often do not celebrate after wins. A lot of that is because there's so much concentration going into the game, and they have to really just get into the next game, and there's not really time.
I think it's also just a mentality thing. I think in Smash and other games, you play often better the more hyped you are sometimes. Or like
it's like you're letting a pressure valve go, and like to have such a big change in your chemistry from like popping off or like energy or whatever, it's bad if you have to continue to keep going.
Yeah, you can't release it. You need to keep it in.
In
Focus.
Dota, it's like your entire job is to maintain composure even in hype moments, because that's how you throw. You get too excited. So their whole demeanor is to try and not get excited. So it's hard after games to just switch it off and just, go crazy.
Or you're physically just tired. Like,
it's a slog.
You've played all day long. Like, that's a best of 3 series, and that was like 3.5, 4 hours of games. I think it was like 4 hours of games. That's fucking intense.
It's a long time.
That's really intense. And they still popped off because they didn't have. I don't think they played the.
They thought they were gonna lose, so
they definitely thought they
were down by like 30.
Everyone thought they were gonna.
It was crazy. The game was insane. But in that video, you also get to see the stage. You get to see the setup. I obviously didn't get to watch much of the live stream because I'm at the event, so it's hard for me to think about it in that context. Were you watching it all?
The thing I would say is the biggest negative about it, when everything is like pretty standard, just goes panel, goes back.
Yeah.
I mean, Paul was the producer
Red-Eye.
for it, Red Eye, and he, Paul knows his shit. So everything else was pretty good. I would say like the break music was the meme thing about it, where they looped the like 20-second clip over and over. I don't even know if do we have that.
No, I couldn't get it. So okay, I thought you were talking about a different song, but so the production company that they hired,
break music that they played,
they have no idea about
repeatedly.
esports, and there was a series of like blatant realizations that they have no idea what this kind of broadcast takes. And one of those first things was, and I had even asked at one point, what kind of music library do you guys have? And they're like, we're fine, we got plenty. They had 3 songs.
Yeah.
And each song was like 15 seconds. Okay. So like
it was the same 15 seconds for like 5 minutes.
Was like
and
the
people
genre?
were just like,
there was like 3 genre ones. One was really like silly. One was like kind of like badass.
It was honestly kind of like that.
One was like that.
It was like that.
And then you compound this with, on the breaks they showed a loop of like big city B-roll, like drone shots of the city and like stuff, and you just feel like you're going insane as you're watching.
It's like a Clockwork Orange type of shit.
Yeah,
you're hearing the same thing.
And so I think that's not like a huge problem, right?
No,
but it's definitely annoying to watch.
Affects the people that are watching,
and especially when you're at an event and there is downtime, and you're like the vibe should be comfortable enough for you to get to the next game or whatever it is. And if it's like, I don't know, because sometimes you get hungry and all this stuff happens. And
well, if you're at the event, it was actually way easier because the crowd is here, and then right next door is an entire area that had food trucks. It had all these exhibits of like you can play video games here.
Okay.
They had like a whole custom built train car that was their smoking train. And you
I saw pictures of that.
Okay, there was like a smoking train. What was funny is that you could smoke cigarettes inside of it. First off, Indonesia, a huge smoking country.
Yep.
But there was no vaping signs all over the place.
Nice.
So you couldn't vape, you could smoke.
Dude, one of the craziest advertisements I saw for smoking was from this like smoking company there, and it was like their tagline is "Never quit."
Never quit.
Oh my god!
And they treated it like a badge of honor.
Yeah, stronger together is like one, and then never quit.
Never
Whoa!
Quit. I was just like, oh,
it's just really, really jarring.
And it's like
see.
a big billboard.
They're like cheering. They're like, never quit.
Wow.
Jeez,
they were giving out. Yeah,
they're giving out smokes.
They're giving out smokes. Yeah, it's so bizarre to even say.
Yeah,
but it's just very natural there.
Oh my god.
Okay, so quickly, let's because we do need to get in the Dream League. The couple other things of that you saw on the video is the stage. Just like the broadcast, very simple. Just bare bones. What do you need? You need places for the players to play. They had to have their headphones that are noise canceling, and their other headphones inside of that. I know that can kind of be annoying for people, but at this point, it's just what you do. They had a nice LED wall. They had a pretty simple lighting setup, but they were like the Sharpies and a couple other things, and they didn't use them like. Some people will use them a lot during the actual show and like blind the audience or the players, and it kind of is like messy. They didn't do that at all. I liked how simple and small the stage was. It didn't need to be anything bigger. I think they like the broadcast, like the content, like everything that GS is doing. They're starting at the simplest stage they can, but trying to make it look cool and put together, and then they're going to build. So I imagine that'll get bigger as well.
I have a question. Like, you mentioned that they wanted to go with a certain vibe, which was, you said less meme, more serious, and you guys had to find kind of a in between. Who's making that call? Is it just like one person, or is it like
it's basically
a board
Oscar.
of some sort?
Oscar is like the god of GSC, and he and I have had tons of conversations over the past year, and he has been talking also to like pretty much everybody in the scene and trying to figure out what is going to make a good show for GSC and what is going to help them stand out, because these are their first events, like period. The company just started, and this was the first live event they've ever done, and it's a very small team, but they're all pretty dedicated. And they have Lena, who's like their production manager she's like making sure everything is happening. She's a fucking god. And it was basically Oscar having conversations with everybody in the scene, trying to figure out where they were going to land. And they want to show that he's a huge Dota fan. And they wanted to show that was something that he would want to watch, which is taking the game seriously, taking the players seriously, but not afraid to have fun.
Oh, I like to have a little fun too.
Yeah, you like to have a little fun, and but
That's
not
cool.
over meming. That was a big thing for them.
Cool,
They didn't want to go full meme.
I think a nice balance was struck from what I've seen, so it's good times.
I know the only delay issues they had were some networking stuff.
Yep.
And that slowed
The
down
power
the
also went
broadcast.
out once.
Yes,
because of the storm.
Because of the storm.
VGJ storm.
Really?
A lightning strike
No, I'm just kidding.
brought down VGJ storm, and the power went out. But that came up very quickly, and they fixed that. They also, I guess, went with the networking issues. At one point, called the CEO of the internet company to
They got him on the line.
Got him on the line to fix it, and they sent out like some crack team.
That's on some "Can I speak to your manager?" shit.
Dude, it's yeah. I guess Lena like.
That's awesome.
Has his number or whatever. But I think they handled those delays pretty well. The panel ends up having to fill a lot, which is difficult. They were having some interesting conversations, but because it was so bare bones of a broadcast already, they didn't have a lot of stuff to fill with. So that is basically you're showing the loop with the music.
Okay, let's try and move to Dream League soon. Let's do
it now.
Ratings really quick. I know you don't like ratings, so you don't have to rate this, but I will rate it.
I also think it's hard just like when we do our own events, since we're so heavily involved in the broadcast.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna rate it, so
that's fine.
You want me to give my rating?
Yeah,
Tom, do you want to even do you even care? Are you gonna give a rating?
Transition. Did you give this production a listen? Did you
Huh?
love it? Did you hate it? I don't know. I mean, I haven't seen.
You don't have to, because you only watched
from what I've
literally
seen,
what
it
we've
looks
shown
pretty
you.
good. I give it a strong B.
Okay, so I'm
Strong
giving
B light
it
A.
a B plus. The reason why I give it a B plus is because it's standard and we're grading it on a minor scale. Personally, I think that the reason why I think is that the tech issues that like really didn't exist. There were some, but I think that I'm trying to like not have an influence that it's their first event, because a lot of these minors, it is not their first event.
Mm-hmm.
But it's between a B and a B plus for me. Mainly because I think that it could have been better, but they played it pretty safe on a lot of things. But
yeah, I
don't think
they didn't allow themselves the risks that would screw them over and fuck over the broadcast, right? Like there was like no way unless like you lose power and we don't do anything for like 2 days, that this broadcast gets anything below like a B, right? Because there's just
they just played it like extremely optimal.
If I had to like compare it to other minors, I would say it's probably, I would say, below Captain's Draft in terms of entertainment. In terms of comparing it to other majors, minors, probably below Perfect World, but better than all the other ones.
It reminds me of the cleanness and like well put together of PGL Bucharest, but with an actual crowd that was super hype, with actual content, but like that same kind of idea of like a well-run, clean show without problems for the most part, you know? But they are adding in the content. And I always like the 0 or 1. Would I watch another GESC broadcast again? Absolutely. I'm super excited for what they're going to be doing. They're going to Thailand next. And then I believe next year they're going to be doing even more. Who knows what? But if I will give it a grade.
You don't have to grade it.
He hates grading.
He
failed school.
It's a
he never graduated.
It's a 1, right? It's a 1. It's a 0 or 1. I'll give my binary scale. You should watch GESC when they host minors or majors or whatever they do,
regardless of whether we're involved in it. Or
yeah, even we're not, and we might not be involved in the future. But I had a great experience with them. They're people that are really trying to think about everything and are fans of Dota and the game and itself. So
a lot of sincerity.
Yeah, it's cool. We'll see. I would like to see them develop their own voice, because right now it is very much what they want to see based on what they've already seen, and it'll be cool to see them develop their own take on all this stuff as they learn what they're doing, you know? All right, DreamLeague.
Ooh. Yeah. Let's move to DreamLeague.
DreamLeague.
How much of this do you guys watch?
I watched most of it.
I watched a ton.
I was instructed not to watch anything.
You were instructed not to watch anything. Okay. I did not used to like DreamLeague. Can I just tell you that? I did not enjoy the format. I found it just to be not interesting. It was not the kind of Dota I wanted to watch. I don't know why. I just didn't enjoy it. This was really fun to watch.
What are you talking about?
I really have not watched much DreamLeague before this.
You said you didn't like them.
Yeah.
From like when?
Like pretty much every other DreamLeague.
Even the last one that they had? With
I watched the finals. I watched the finals.
I mean, I think DreamLeague's probably, and I'm going to just disagree with you. I think DreamLeague's probably the most consistent and best minor content that out of like any of the minor series. And the reason why is because they've been pretty, their whole like vibe about it. It might not be everyone's like sense of humor. You might not find that stuff funny, but they do completely different shit. There's rarely any tech problems. It's with good casters. It's got they do stuff that's different than what everyone else does, and they're not afraid to do that. We'll see that in a lot of this. If we can let's just roll a clip or two.
I just found it too memey before, dude. That was really my problem with it.
But as the whole point is that I would say is that to argue against that is that there's like a million events that are exactly the same.
Yeah.
GSC is, even though we liked it, it was pretty much a lot of the same of what people think these events are. And they don't have to be that. They can be something different. And I think that maybe they step a little too crazy into bringing on the Mexican fucking band and had a guy dressed in a gorilla suit. But no one else even does anything remotely close to that. And I think that should be applauded. You should be allowed to take chances. And I would much rather someone go and take a risk than play it way too safe because of just how it's compared to.
I didn't say it was a bad product. I just said it wasn't for me, and I have not.
Yeah,
I didn't watch the other ones, but like I said, this one I felt like was way toned down in terms of
the craziness.
Silly for silly's sake, like the bunny guy suit coming out all the time, or some stupid shit happening.
That I agree with you on that. I don't really like the jokes very much. I like that they try it, but I don't really like that they're just yelling and throwing.
It essentially is somebody just screaming in a movie theater is what I think of. It's like yeah, I mean, I don't know. I guess that's funny for you and your friends, but it's really annoying to me. But I enjoyed this broadcast a lot. I love what they did this set. I love the balance they took. I love the live band. Sheever's best talk show host we have now.
I think that let's air a clip.
You got some stuff?
Roll it.
Yeah, I mean Dota Plus said we're at 98%.
Well, okay, so this is Twitch clips.
Okay. Win that game. So I think Navi just got lucky.
Okay, let's just talk about what's happening there.
So okay, so one of the things that they did was
Like,
they brought
yeah, it's
a
too bad. Like, they had a
person,
translated.
pro Envy a lot of the times onto the couch after the event, after the games were over, and they would walk through the door.
They walked through like it was just a door frame with a door. It was great.
What is it about Twitch clips lagging, by the way? Because they work. It works on my computer. Oh, here we go.
No, it's not working still. It doesn't work with this. You have to give actual clips.
You can't just watch YouTube.
Doesn't work.
Why not?
Doesn't work well with what it doesn't work well with what we're doing. That's all. Let's talk about. Okay, yeah. So here's a great thing. After game interviews are traditionally very kind of difficult to do, and also never that rewarding. As you're watching, they're never that great. This is really fun. You bring a guy out. It's got the whole talk show feel. He sits on the couch. There's 3 people there, so it's not on one guy to really be doing it. They're already engaged in the broadcast, so you know they're going to have good questions. And it feels a little bit more relaxed, but super interesting because he's giving you all this information.
I like that they had someone walk through a door. That was cool.
Yeah, they're like selling the
it's
whole
just a fucking
theme.
door. Yeah, it's like a late night talk show kind of vibe. I think the idea of like Shiver as the host, and she's like on the Shiver show and she's talking about it, and like personally I like that. I like that the host gets to show a bit of personality. I think that Shiver has the right mix of wholesome / awkwardness, where she's not super polished, but it's like relatable and pretty genuine about it. That's the kind of thing that the Dota fans kind of like, and I like that the between game segments were quite interesting. I like that Ted was there. I like that it wasn't just straight analysis every single time. They were joking around. They were memeing. We have some other. I listened to a few other clips. I don't know if they're gonna lag, but I think that's a good vibe. No one actually has.
The best part
yeah.
is, in other communities that would get you fined or banned.
This is a clip they're talking about the support Terrorblade, and this is when the support Terrorblade happened, and they're just memeing about how in League and Overwatch you're not allowed to do non-meta things, which a little bit not true, but it's just funny to meme about.
The laning in League, right, is very.
I'm not going to try and talk about League just because I think we're wrong about it.
But I've heard that like if you like do a meme ass like champ pick in League, you can get in trouble. No, is that not true at all?
No,
that's just Dota rumor mill.
That is just. It's just a meme that people.
Ken
like
plays
talk
League
about.
now, and so he's really mad when people talk trash about him.
I just don't want to have a situation where we're just saying shit that is just blatant.
I don't know anything about League.
I don't know.
Yeah, we don't know anything about it, but they're memeing about it because
free TP
of the like. But that's what they're allowed to do, which is cool. They're allowed to just make fun of stuff and like laugh. And they were making fun of the Overwatch League rules because like we know that shit is like.
That is just quite a pinata these days.
Because the shit got leaked that they were like that you're not allowed to like endorse other games or something like that. So they were making fun of that. But I like the whole setup. I like that it's only 3 people. I like that they have a conversation. The 2 people on the couch can have a conversation, and it's not 4 people on a desk and the host is just like, "What do you think?" Okay. And what do you think? Okay. And what do you think? Okay. And then now, what do you think? And that's just like everyone speaks once and then you're done. That's
you do a
lot
lap
of
essentially.
Yeah. And that's not really a conversation.
No, it's not.
And I like that they had a conversation a lot of the times.
I just love. I mean, what's crazy is it's the same set they've always had. They just changed the structure of it, and it completely changes the vibe. Like
did you watch Killer Pigeon? What did you think of Killer Pigeon?
I didn't see Killer Pigeon.
Okay, so Killer Pigeon is a new guy. I didn't know anything about
I never
that
saw
guy.
him. I never saw him.
I didn't know anything about that guy. I think that. So
there's a lot of talk about him at GESC.
This is gonna sound a little harsh. I don't think he was particularly good on the couch, but I don't think that
it's almost not fair.
I don't think it's possible to be super good the first time you're on a panel in this kind of like environment. You're next to Blitz, Cap, Shiver, Pyrian, and this is the first time you're fucking at a LAN on camera. It is difficult. I think that here's what I think about being a panelist. You either need to be an expert, like giving insights that people don't know. We're talking about people that are 7K or former pros, or you have some sort of special insight as a coach, or you used to play with this guy, or you're very high skilled. or you need to be extremely funny and have like
You need to be
insightful
wildly
personality.
charismatic,
You have to
yeah.
either be one of those two things or
Ben
people that
Wu
stand out.
or Pyrian.
Right. Or Slacks. Like
Slacks, whatever.
Slacks.
I'm just giving 2 examples.
Every single
of, like,
person that's successful and not a high skill person has the personality aspect.
Yep.
And if you don't put yourself out there as like distinguishable as personality wise, it's difficult to be a panelist. And before people start taking shit out of context, I would be fucking terrible on that panel. It's not easy to do. You have like two minutes to talk about a fucking Dota game.
And also, all those people are so used to being.
They're all friends with each other.
That's
they all know
another
how to
thing I
talk to
was
each
gonna
other.
say, yeah.
This guy is just not gonna come in and be amazing. It's just really hard to.
It can be hard enough going to like a bar with a bunch of people that know each other and just trying to like, you know what I mean? Like,
Let alone being on camera.
You're not
Yeah,
friends with
being
any of them. You don't know them.
broadcasted, yeah,
So like he can't go in and just like, even if he wanted to, I think he was nervous and it was difficult for him to say anything other than just standard kind of like, okay, this is like, I don't remember anything that he said really. You know, I think they called his mom. I think that was the most. That
They
was, like,
called
a
his
pretty
mom?
funny part about it. She
That's
said
funny.
she would rather his ID not have the killer part in front of it.
Just wish it was pigeons.
Yeah.
His mom thing.
I just wish it was
Pigeons are
that,
nice.
That
Why
was
would you
funny.
do that?
But I think that, you know, I like that DreamLeague takes chances on people. I like that they're.
I was gonna say
bringing other people.
that's the good part about it.
Yeah.
Is bringing new people in is very important. Taking
But-
chances for especially an established product like DreamLeague. That's not.
I think
not easy.
My advice would be that he played it too safe. He just said what he needed to say, not be offensive, you know, that kind of thing. I would have just fucking went out there, you know. It's like,
Gone
if I was gonna watch
crazy.
this, they might decide TI invites. I'm just gonna fucking go crazy, and if they don't like me, then fuck it. I wasn't gonna get invited anyway, you know.
I think it is like you.
You gotta
it
just
might
YOLO.
be his only opportunity.
Right. You want to just YOLO, just fucking. I don't even know if that's his personality because I don't really know him. But like, if
Yeah,
if any time to swing for the fences.
You think
this is
so?
the
I mean,
home
because what
run
if he gets a
swing.
second gig and then he can YOLO?
You might not get a
You're not
second
gonna get
gig.
a second gig.
So you have to put it all on that one.
I don't think. I mean, like personally, I don't think he's gonna be at like the major or anything.
There's
like
also
that.
not going to be another opportunity to stand out as much. There's not as many people on the
DreamLeague
show.
is like and DreamLeague is allowing you to be.
Yeah, you can do
personality.
whatever you
Okay,
want.
that's fair. Yeah.
So like,
If the environment encourages it, you might as well.
if he maybe ends up on another show at a panel or something, there's no way you're going to be able to put yourself out there because it's going to be the lap.
Yeah, I don't mean go out there and like.
He just comes
drop-
out next time with a face
Drop
tattoo.
like swear and like drop crazy controversial shit. I mean like be out there in terms of like when someone asks you what you think about the game, have something more entertaining to say or more different to say than just I really felt this pick was really good. You know, like
exactly. Yeah.
I just think like if you're not a pro player,
You need
leave
to
that
be
shit to the
charismatic.
analysts and say something out there. You know, like period. Not everything he says is the most
Accurate.
accurate or smart thing.
Yeah, but when he calls
but
Venomous
he's
or a
funny,
stupid snake, we all laugh. and
It's just like we laugh at that shit, you know. So that's just my opinion about it. I don't like want to hate on the guy or anything like that. I just think it's a difficult position to be in.
No, yeah, it is really hard.
So,
how about, you know what I thought was interesting and I always feel is so strange is how the teams are there. So it's in studio, right? It's a very small setup. It's like half of this garage out here. Okay, so first off, this camera I love. At breaks, so
Yeah, this is
they
really
just
funny.
have this camera running, and you're just watching. So the talent's on the left, and the booths with the players are on the right.
Yeah, okay.
And so people can mess with the camera.
Yeah,
and then you
a
have
lot of pro players are fucking around with it. You see like
people dancing randomly.
yeah.
There was that clip of people dancing. Then on the bottom, they have all the information. So you know exactly what's happening, what happened before, and you have something to watch that is like live and interesting. So like we did this for King's Cup in like sorta where we used a transition cam, and instead of going to a break screen, we had like a big live camera that was just showing everybody moving from one set to another.
The reason why I thought this was better than the standard camera that shows the entire room is because it very obviously tries to make you engage with it.
Yeah.
The reason why it's good is because people know it's there. They probably
Interactive.
see Twitch chat when Twitch chat's probably right next to it or something. And then that encourages people to go up to it and fuck around with it, which is different than, you know, like, so for Summit, we have like a camera that shows the entire room. Which is
Fly on the
doesn't
wall.
yeah, that's like no one knows it's there. It's kind of, they know it's there, but they don't really engage with it actively. This is like encouraging people to engage with it actively, so I think it's super cool.
It's another situation where you give like pro players and recognizable faces the tools to just be themselves instead of like trying to force them along a path and then make content that way. And this is just like passive content that's candid and honest, and that's a good play, I think.
That's what it really is.
Yeah, and I think that also played into how the teams interacted. Like, the event is not the super serious event. Let's just be real. Like, coaches playing, people like not really taking it seriously. Miracle wasn't there.
They have all the big names, which is just crazy.
Like,
you know,
whatever, kind of like, it's not the most serious competitive event, even though, you know, Secret probably took it seriously, you know, and teams want points, but it's like, you know, not the most serious thing. So you can show like the Empire clip, Kevin, if you can, of them fucking around before the draft. This is them.
What?
Hell yeah.
And the other guy's like,
sometimes you really do just have to lay down the beat, and I respect that.
Yeah, and they were doing it for like 20 minutes during the entire thing. Look.
Dude, that guy's so funny.
Yeah.
He's such a strange dude.
So I think, you know, that's the vibe, and it's great. The players are having fun. The you know, the teams are having fun. The games were good. Before we, you know, I personally really enjoyed that part of it. And, you know, Blitz is on the couch, and he's just like, they're fucking beatboxing. Show them beatboxing. And so they'll just cut to them beatboxing. You know, that's like, that just wouldn't happen.
That's what's so crazy. It's like they're literally like 5 feet away from each other.
Yeah, that wouldn't happen at like a normal Dota event. You don't have the panelists just randomly calling camera shots, you know?
It's also interesting to hear,
because like usually it's like structured, you know.
Yeah, you can't do that. No.
Yeah. So,
but the like, a game will happen, and they go to the panel, and the players are right there. You're 5 feet away from them, and you're talking about what happened. So, and I remember Pyrian at one point was talking about how awkward it was because he's like, I gotta be quiet because they're gonna hear me.
Exactly. Yeah, that happens in Melee a lot. The commentators are often right near the players, and you're talking about, oh man, yeah, he really did drop the ball on that one. Okay, and then
good game.
This is like after it was over, they had no one playing.
Yeah, they had a
drums
live
and stuff.
band. It was
that guy
super
was
late
really
night.
funny. I thought he did a good job. Like, this is like
he
the
could
whole
have
like
been awful, and he was great.
talk show set, right?
Yeah.
So they had a guy that was just playing random shit. They had like him play Happy Birthday to say Happy Birthday, sing Happy Birthday to someone. I think it was Wetbus or Scrift. They had like a Happy
The
Birthday.
talent went over there and played at some point.
Yeah, it was funny.
Like, this part I love. There's
that's
a lot of this that I'm jealous of. That's how I know it's a good show. I'm like jealous
damn, I
of
wish I thought of that.
what they're doing, you know?
Yeah.
Because like the talk show thing is super awesome, and we had touched on it at the hub where we had kind of a similar setup where we had the 2 and the 2, and but this is like
a legit. Yeah, they had like a host that was there all the time. The band,
you know, like
we've
we've talked about before, bringing in somebody to play piano at an event and just like have them there, and they did it, and they did it great, and the guy's great, and the players interacted.
But the thing about that guy is like, I don't even like. Does he play Dota? I don't know.
He's just a guy.
He's just a guy there. He looks like they just pulled him from wherever, and he's just fucking playing, and he was good at all the shit that they were doing, you know. So all the shit's really positive. If you guys haven't noticed, I'm probably going to give this a pretty sick grade. But let's look at probably one production mistakes they made, which is also pretty funny. And it was at the end, the closing ceremony, because we weren't able to watch the closing ceremony. And it's, if you want to play, it's the Secret hoisting the trophy at the end.
They had a cute picture also of the entire crew and Secret.
This is the lighting mistake. Watch. The lights never come on. It's literally 45 seconds of just darkness.
Nice.
So.
Well, yeah, the one spot, there it is.
So this is almost funny. Like like the entire chat was spamming that when they miss a kill, you know, the emote when they miss the T-Tours.
T-Tours, yeah.
They were spamming like, still, it's just not gonna come on. Okay, you keep waiting for it, and it's just they do the entire interview.
Just a silhouetted experience.
That's I wonder what happened, because it's such a controlled environment.
The lights didn't turn on.
Yeah, I mean, Ken, I hate you. Why? Why?
I think Ken's right on this one, Dan, and I think sometimes it's the simplest answer.
Yeah, the lights.
They go through the whole thing. The whole thing.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's a controlled environment that they work.
They
in
probably
all the
got
time.
instruction to move back now into the light.
Yeah, get into the light, guys. Get into the light. There you go.
The couch isn't big enough though, so now what do we do? Interesting.
Some people in the chat are saying that it was intentional. I don't know if it was intentional.
I doubt that.
I doubt
I
it's
doubt
intentional. But
judging from how they're confused,
I'm not gonna
sitting down.
Yeah, I'm not gonna penalize. That's just like
It's
a
like
lighting mistake,
whatever.
whatever. So that shit happens. But other than that, this is just cool.
It is. It's like you want to be there.
Yeah, they're
You know?
they're hanging out. It's fun. You know.
It's hard to actually have a casual environment.
Yeah.
And this is. Pretty cool. They do a great job. They've done it a lot. This is season 9. This is 9, right?
Yeah, and they overcame the games being bad.
Right. Where
They just
GESC
fucking
had
destroyed.
was like blessed with amazing games.
Yeah,
These guys did not have
they
very
did not
great
have
games.
good games. Not really DreamLeague's fault, obviously. A lot of stomps, a lot of 2-0s, 3-0s. You know, Fnatic tried to switch it up a little bit. They had some entertaining games, but for the most part, it was a lot of fucking stomps. So, you know, people say that how memorable your event is 60% how good the games are.
Mhm.
So
you think it's 60? It might even be more, dude.
It might be more.
I
yeah.
think it's like 80. I think you have a 20% influence.
GESC had a really shitty finals. But
it was unfortunate finals after so many amazing
the
games.
Fnatic and Navi and the infamous those series were amazing.
Dude,
so they got lucky. They got
Fnatic-
lucky with that shit.
Oh my
Yeah, the
god,
Fnatic
Fnatic
stuff.
Navi series
Yeah.
was insane.
But you know, if I had to grade this one, I would give this a solid, on a minor scale, a solid like between an A- and an A, I would say.
Yeah, what I'm thinking of is how do you improve this product at its current state without really changing something? Because right here they have really changed something with how they introduced the like talk show element. How much more can you elevate that or change that? I don't know.
You can do a better job with just like, I mean, like I think they had a pretty bare bones kind of show. It's just
I would say like added segments,
Segments.
much like Conan. You have masturbating panda. That's something that could go in.
Bear. Masturbating bear.
Are you sure?
It's a masturbating bear.
My bad.
Okay. But segments, yeah, they could have segments. But I mean, this is nitpicking, guys. So we already gave it. We gave it a fucking A.
That's what I'm saying. Is this is is so good for what the product is supposed to be.
This is what a minor.
How can you get much better?
This is how you innovate on a minor. It's not. I don't think that a minor should be a major just scaled down. That is just not good. I think a minor should be truly different. I think, you know, Moonduck's was different. I think ours is different. I think DreamLeague's is different.
Yeah.
I like that. I understand. I mean, like GSC's was kind of the same, but I understand why they did it that way because
the difference
it's their
of
first
GSC
event,
is
you know?
the location, though.
Yeah.
Is that it's
The
in
crowd
Southeast
was good.
Asia. There's nobody in Southeast Asia doing a tour like them. So that they're doing it like Indonesia. We've never had anything. Thailand, we've never had anything. That's what's going to set them apart. But I totally agree. Like some of these events that we saw this last year for DPC was just like, very forgettable. Like you just did whatever, you know.
Yeah.
You just got them there and they played.
I think
each
people
other.
will remember this event for a lot of the show. I think people remember this
Yeah.
like talk show kind of thing, the band, all that shit playing, all the door, people coming through, talking on the couch. That stuff is like memorable, just the same way.
You've never seen it.
Yeah, it's different.
I also like the idea of a minor being an experimental environment for that kind of thing. That's just a cool distinction to have and kind of push in a better direction or a more creative direction.
Yeah. So we'll I think what's coming up is DAC after that Star Ladder.
That is going to be a DAC is going to be a major.
Yeah, DAC 16-team major, giant group stage, week and a half. You know, it's going to be. It
Dakota's
starts
in China for the next year.
Yeah, starts tonight. This is why Dakota's not here, by the way. He's at DAC. Check it out. He's going to be casting or hosting. I don't remember exactly what he's doing.
He's casting, and he's going to be doing some other things. I'm not going to say what, but I know he's casting.
Yeah,
It's
he's
what
doing
I'm
shit
about
at
here.
DAC. It is going to be, you know, I can't wait to kind of like do a show prior to DAC just because last time it was kind of amazing.
They had the karaoke, right?
Was that them? I don't know.
Was that Burning ROTK? Was that?
No, I don't know if that was DAC, but I'm not sure. I just remember the last major
it was just
DAC
Perfect World.
was like
It was Perfect World Major. Was last one. Yeah. Okay.
So I'm excited for DAC. It is the unofficial. This is the one that really feels like a major. Of any major that's happened so far, this is the one that really feels like it because it has a long drawn out format, full kind of like complement of teams. So
we assume that the stage is going to be crazy. We assume that there's going to be a bunch of content.
Yeah. So that shit is hype. Thanks for coming on, guys. More stuff next week. And oh yeah, patch countdown show tomorrow.
Yeah.
Last time they released the patch at like 7 a.m. They're trying to fuck with us.
Almost in spite. It seems.
it is very.
I really think that they are watching the patch countdown show and they don't like it.
They don't like it.
So they're putting it out early. You know.
Like I don't know.
No, I don't actually think that, guys. I don't think Valve.
Well, hey,
knows
our new play is to now begin the patch countdown show at midnight.
At midnight.
I'm down.
Are you doing it?
I will
course you're
play.
down.
Look.
What's the plan for the show?
Me and Parker will play through all of Doki Doki Literature Club. We'll do it on stream, all the way down to the patch.
Ken's always like, let's just do it. Let's 7-hour stream. Let's just do it.
I'm down. I'm down to do a 12-hour patch countdown stream. Kevin, you don't have to be here for that, okay? We do that. We press the buttons ourselves on that one.
Kevin's out. It's true,
Kevin's out.
It's a panel.
But we can press that shit ourselves for that show at least. But if it comes out early, then we just still do the show.
I think if it happens again, we do the midnight stream.
Yeah,
for sure.
Let's do it.
Hopefully, it comes out at noon. If it doesn't come out at noon, it comes out early. We talk about the patch, and then we fuck around for a bit, and then next time, Valve, you're gonna have to release it a day early, 24-hour countdown.
Dropping it on Wednesday, and then it's like we just start pushing up patches.
The last one I feel like was like that because it was such a small math patch, and it was already done. So somebody came to work that morning and was just like pushed it live.
Yeah.
Well, they might do that again tomorrow, but we'll see.
It depends on the size of the patch for sure.
I'm excited. Let's do a full week countdown.
Yeah.
A week countdown patch.
Starting it yesterday.
Okay. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. Huh? Oh yeah, that's right.
Get good, dude.
Sorry, this is the first time I'm usually Dakota does that shit.
Plug.
So
plug, man.
If you guys want some of the cool gear that we have in front of us, that's the CS Summit shirt. That's our
gym
BTS
shirt.
merch. We're going to be releasing a lot of new merch soon, especially for Smash Summit coming up. The link is down there at the bottom. Merch available, kappa.ly/BTS Pods merch. Get stuff from Hotcocks, from Show Priority, from Movie Buffed, all that stuff.
Yeah.
Check out our Discord. We're going to be getting questions from it,
Discord's
especially during
poppin'.
patch countdown. We have like probably how many users we got now on it?
I don't know.
we got a stack.
Over 1,000.
Over 1,000.
Huge.
And it's active, and there's lots of little
people talking about
communities.
everything.
It's pretty cool.
And if you want the best drama summarization of all throughout all esports, you got to sub.
Yeah,
Get in
don't
the
forget
drama
to
channel.
subscribe.
Yeah, if you don't know, he's on
It's
the
not just me.
pulse.
It's not just me.
I'm
Don't let him
actually
lie.
surprised at how much Ken shares in that and how open his opinion is. I didn't know if he was actually going to be doing what I know you as, like the conversations we have.
There
and
was some
you're
there was
totally-
some league drama about Chris Badawi.
Yeah.
About Chris Badawi. You
Yeah.
guys look that shit up. That guy is not a good person. Oh boy. Not a good person, that guy.
All
All right.
pretty
So
fucked up.
yeah, it was.
But yeah, we talk about all kinds of games, different games. We talk about movie buff stuff. So we talk about movies and TV shows. There's a sports channel that's fun. There's an FGC channel that's
So check out our Discord.
And it's actually the most direct way to win the patch countdown.
I will answer any question you want. We will answer all the secret shit about BTS and Dan. If you want to get in there,
all
ask
of
us
his
questions.
secrets,
So
everything,
even the weird stuff.
Yeah. So check those out. Follow us on Twitter, BTS Pods, and we'll see you next time.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Bye.
Thanks, Kevin.